Saturday morning. I'm NTV Chief Meteorologist Eddie Shear. A lot of folks certainly wondering what we can expect Sunday and Monday as the remnants of Tropical Depression Laura make their way across Newfoundland and Labrador, mainly Newfoundland. And I'm going to go ahead and answer hopefully most of those questions in this vlog. So do me a favor, give the vlog a watch. If your question isn't answered, hopefully I get to most of them, but if it's not, put it in the comments section below and I'll try and get to them as I go throughout the day. Can't promise though I'm going to, as I have a few things on the go, mainly dad duties, and getting on social media may be a little bit challenging as we go into the second half of the afternoon, so hopefully this answers most of your questions. As we take a look at the satellite picture right now, this is our area of concern sitting right in here around the east coast of the United States. This is where area of low pressure is going to be coming from, going to be developing somewhere out here, and then it's going to track across Newfoundland as we go into Sunday and Monday, and this is essentially the remnant energy and moisture of what once was powerful Hurricane Laura. Now just the remnants of Laura. Yesterday was Tropical Depression Laura. As we go ahead now, we'll take a look at the weather graphics and we can actually time out the arrival of the rain, because that is something a lot of folks also want to know. When are we going to see the rain and how much are we going to see? Is there going to be any wind? Well, we'll start by taking a look at the arrival time of the rain. Notice Futurecast starts 8 p.m. this evening through today. Going to be lovely. No problems out there today. As we go into early Sunday morning, that's when the rain is going to be working its way into southern areas of Newfoundland and quickly envelops most of the island as we go into 9 to 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, as we go throughout the day tomorrow, the heaviest rain looks like it is going to fall across the south coast and the Avalon Peninsula. Areas farther north and west, we are going to see some rain, but just not to the same extent as we're going to see it across southeastern Newfoundland. As we go into midday, there is the heavy rain still likely across the Avalon Peninsula and adjacent areas of eastern Newfoundland. Now, after lunchtime tomorrow, we may catch a little bit of a break. As to me, it looks like the rain is going to come in two waves. It looks like the first half of Sunday, and then it looks like Sunday evening, Sunday night into Monday. And that's what this computer model does seem to be suggesting. In fact, I think the rain that comes in tomorrow night may have a risk of thunderstorms with it. So we might get some rumbles of thunder here or there. And the rain that does fall at times tomorrow is going to be exceptionally heavy across southern and eastern portions of Newfoundland. As we go into midnight Sunday night, still seeing rain across the northern peninsula, parts of the west coast, but the heaviest rain has ended across eastern areas, and then we're just left with lingering showers as we go into Monday morning as our area of low pressure responsible for this begins to depart. So far as the winds are concerned, earlier this week I was talking about the potential for some very strong wind gusts in response to this low that's going to be moving by. And there are going to be some gusty winds, but it looks like luckily they're not going to be as strong as it looked earlier in the week. So here's the forecast for midday tomorrow. Notice we do see that core of high winds, 80 plus, but most of that is to the southeast of the Avalon Peninsula. That being said, areas of the Avalon may see some winds tomorrow, gusting 70 to 90 kilometers per hour, especially, hey Milo, overexposed coastal locations. And as we go into tomorrow evening, looks like the winds are going to back off to some extent, but we may get another burst of 70 to 80 kilometer per hour gusts, tomorrow night over exposed areas of the Avalon, generally lesser wind speeds as we get inland. And then as we go into early Monday morning now, the winds in the Cabot Strait are going to begin to ramp up. So ferry operations on Monday may be impacted to some extent in the Cabot Strait. So if you're planning on doing the ferry crossing on Monday or even Sunday night, certainly check with Marine Atlantic to see if those are going to be impacted at all, because that certainly might be a very good possibility. So far as the rainfall is concerned, a lot of folks want to know how much rain we're going to see. Well, it looks like across much of Newfoundland, we're talking about less than 30 millimeters of rain. The exception, though, is going to be for southern and eastern areas where it looks like the rainfall could be significantly higher than that, where we're talking about the potential on the Avalon of 60 to 80 millimeters plus in spots. In fact, there's a couple computer models that do show more than this. There's a couple that show a little bit less than this. And in my opinion, I think the likelihood is we have the potential to see higher rainfall amounts rather than lower rainfall amounts. And let's get into that right now, and I'll talk about why that is. What you're looking at here is what's called precipitable water. And it's a measure of how much water vapor is in the atmosphere over a given location. And when you see these areas of reds and purples, that indicates the column above you has a lot of water in it. And if you put any lift in that, that water can come out in the form of rain, and the rain can fall very heavily. In my experience with tropical systems, or remnants of tropical systems, when we get a push of this tropical moisture that moves overhead, we oftentimes see rainfall amounts significantly higher than potentially what is forecast. And that, I think, is a real good possibility here. And let's go into why I think that. So notice as we go into Sunday morning, this is Sunday morning 9:30, we get this push of extremely humid and moisture-laden air working its way into southeastern Newfoundland. So whatever precipitation we see Sunday morning, I think has the potential to fall very, very heavily across the Avalon and Burin Peninsulas. This is Sunday afternoon, 3:30. That heavy rain potential is still there because we're looking at those dark reds across southern eastern Newfoundland. And same thing as we go into Sunday night. Sunday night could see some exceptionally heavy rainfall rates across southern and eastern Newfoundland, Avalon, Burin Peninsulas in particular. And it looks like after 1 o'clock Monday morning or Sunday night, that heavy rain threat begins to ease off because this real strong push of tropical moisture does begin to finally leave. And again, that's a push of tropical moisture. I mean, essentially, look at where this origin is. The origin of this moisture is down here near Florida, and it works its way all the way up into southeastern Newfoundland. That's a long fetch of moisture, which is why I think the potential is there for an exceptional amount of rainfall, potentially more than forecast. And let's talk about that forecast real quickly from one computer model, and then we'll talk about a different computer model. So what you're looking at here is the forecast from the GEPS model. It's called the Global Ensemble Prediction System. This comes from Environment Canada. And so it takes basically what you're looking at here is one computer model, you run it several times, and then you get essentially a range of rainfall amounts. Notice how the min-max range is 7.5 mils to 71.9 millimeters. That is the potential wide area. The model, how do I want to say that? There's a wide range of solutions in terms of rainfall from this computer model, but the median, meaning essentially what's right in the middle, is somewhere around 24 millimeters or so. And I think that could be significantly undercooked for parts of the Avalon Peninsula, especially southern areas. Now this is for St. John. Some areas could see a little bit more. I'm just trying to make an example of this. This is another computer model's ensemble forecast from the European model, and this is showing us precipitation running totals as we go into tomorrow and Monday. And notice how here we have several different numbers showing up on the screen. Let's see if I can actually get these to stay. Okay, so you have several different numbers showing up on your screen here. So you have the main run, which is the one computer model running, and that's putting down nearly 60 millimeters of rain. But when you look at the ensemble mean, it's a little bit lower at 35.6 millimeters of rain. But when we start talking about the max and the min, right, that high cap is around 70 millimeters, and the min is about 7.9 millimeters or so. But in my estimation, I think we're likely to see more rain rather than less rain with a setup like this. So I do think there is a potential for more rain than what the computer model is putting out here, especially when we look at this one here. But this one here, I think, is doing a pretty good job on showing that enhanced rainfall potential of 60 to 80 plus millimeters across parts of the Burin and Avalon peninsulas. But I do think that there is a potential of a widespread 60 to 80 generally within any area here, depending on how heavy the rain bands get as we go into tomorrow during the day and tomorrow night. So the potential is there for significant amounts of rain. We're talking about 60 to 80 plus in some areas, and we're also looking at some wind tomorrow, but nothing major. Temperatures, though, will also get rather mild as well as we go into tomorrow, with temperatures approaching 20 in many places. So I hope this vlog update gave you a good idea as to what we can expect. I'll do another one tomorrow during the day, updating you on what's going on, but so you should have a good idea on timing of the rain, timing of the wind, essentially why I think it's going to rain, why I think it's going to rain more than what some of the computer guidance is suggesting. And I think that's it for now. So I hope, again, this answers all your questions. If not, leave them below, and I'll try and get to them as we go throughout the day today. Have a good Saturday. Enjoy it. Stay safe. And as always, I'll see you later.